Hey everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Minxlaura123 and today I'm going to be doing the personal rules for reading book tag. So I hope you enjoy watching. If you do, please click like, comment, share and please subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. Oh, and don't forget to smash the notification bell to all notifications. Then you can see when I'm doing live streams and also when I've uploaded new videos. So I haven't done a book tag for ages. For those of you that don't know, I am a very proud bookworm. I love to read and I love doing book tags. So this tag I saw on Alex Black Reads channel. I'll put the link down below to her channel, and I'll also put all the questions that are in the tag. And I'll also link the creators of this tag and stuff like that. So yeah, that is all going to be down below. So I'm just going to kind of answer the questions as best I can. I do want to apologise in advance for my very croaky voice, because I am just kind of getting over the flu and I still feel pretty rough and groggy. But like, yeah, there we go. So in case I sound croaky, in case I cough or sneeze, sorry in advance. Okay, so I'm just going to put my glasses on. I've got my laptop here, so I'm going to just go through each question. Also, I'll be showing you my current read, telling you a little bit about that. And I'd love to get your comments down below, so please do comment. And hey, you know, let me know what book you are currently reading, if you're enjoying it or not, that kind of thing. So yeah, let's get started with this tag. As I say, it's called the personal rules for reading tag. So question number 1 says, do you strive to read every day? If yes, do you do anything different or special to make time with your day? If no, why not? So yeah, I definitely make reading a part of my day every single day. I strive to read every single damn day. Like, there's not a day that goes past that I don't read. Like, seriously, I love reading. It's a big part of my life, you know, and it's my main hobby that I do, and the passion that I have for books is like out of this world. So yeah, I always make sure some point during the day I read. Now, some days I might read more than others. You know, sometimes I might read for hours at a time, sometimes it's only a little bit, but every day I always make time for reading. And yeah, it's just really important to me, and I know not everyone reads every day, and that's completely fine. We're all individual and stuff, but like for me, as I say, I'm an avid reader, and yes, I do read every single day. So next question is, do you always stay within your favorite genres, or do you experiment with reading different genres and sub genres? So I'm very lucky in the fact that I like to read all different types of books, all different types of genres. I know some people only kind of stick to their 1 or 2 main things that they read about, and that's fine. But for me personally, I like to kind of mix things up, keep it interesting, and read lots of different types of genres. And, you know, I'm very much a mood reader, so I might be interested in a fantasy one day, then a horror, then a romance, and like, it's just mix things up. So no, I don't kind of just read one genre. I do like to read lots of different genres. Do you DNF is the next question. Do you DNF, did not finish? If yes, what was the last book you DNF'd and the reasons why? Oh, okay. So yeah, I do DNF books. Yeah, I never used to. I used to kind of persevere with them and then think, I'm just really not enjoying it. What is the point? So I kind of, yeah, started DNFing, and I kind of get to a point in a book where I just know. I give it time, you know, I give it a chance, a few chances, in fact. And then if I'm just not feeling it, whether it's that I don't like the characters or the story or just something about it, then yeah, I DNF, because I've got so many other books I could be reading. I don't want to be kind of, you know, wasting time on one that I'm not giving my full attention to, and I'm not really like enjoying, you know. So trying to think, the last book I DNF'd was probably actually one of my most recent reads, and that was Cruel Illusions. I can't remember who it's by, Margie Fuston maybe, I think, yeah. I'm really sad that I had to DNF that book, because I was so excited and hyped up for the book. On paper, it was everything I wanted. It had vampires, it had magic, you know, it was fantasy. Like, it just sounded so like perfect for me. At the beginning of the book, I was really enjoying it, and if you'd have asked me at the very beginning what I'd have rated it on Goodreads, would have been a 5, 100%. But as the story went on, I just found myself getting very confused with the world building. There were so many characters, I couldn't remember who was who, and it just got a bit silly for me, and I just wasn't wanting to pick it up. That's how I know that I want to DNF a book, that I'm not giving it my all, because if I'm really interested in a book, I can't put it down. I'm thinking about it, I want to read. If I'm not that into a book, then I'll be tempted to just go on my phone or social media or watch TV or just not really pick it up. So yeah, that was kind of last book that I DNF'd. But yeah, it's sad. It is sad when you DNF a book. But as I say, I've just got so many other books I could be reading that I just kind of just move on. Okay, next question is, do you like to read challenging books? If yes, what draws you to them? If not, why do you avoid them? I don't know. I mean, there's different perceptions of what is challenging. For me, a challenging book would probably be something that's non-fiction, because, majority of books that I read are fiction. I love that escapism kind of thing from reality, but for me, if I'm challenging myself, it would be something that is either not a genre I would normally read or something non-fiction. The last time I challenged myself was a few months ago. I read a book by David Baddiel called Jews Don't Count, and it was completely, non-fiction, and it was a challenge for me because of that reason, because I don't read non-fiction normally. But I really took so much from it. I learned from it. I enjoyed it. It made me sad. It made me angry. It made me feel. And it stayed with me for a long time, actually, that book. So yeah, it's a challenge for me if I read, as I say, non-fiction, or books that are not really my kind of thing. But if overall, do I like reading challenging books? I mean, yes, I do, because I feel like a sense of achievement, like when I finish something like that. But at the same point, with my reading time, I'd rather be focusing on books that I think I'm going to like the obvious choices kind of thing. So I don't know. The next question is, so hold on. That one was apparently, oh no, hold on, this one. So these are people who've done the tag, who've added their own questions. So yeah, I've added one at the end as well for my one. So it says here, this is Greg's question. Do you read books that have been banned by local authorities? Sorry, I did apologise for the coughing. I've read a few banned books. I don't think any book should be banned. I think anyone should be entitled to read whatever they want. I think certain books, even if I would be like, oh my god, that's awful, you could learn from that. So no, I don't believe in banning books or burning books, that kind of thing. If you don't want to read it, don't read it. It's my thing. But yeah, I've read a few banned books, and I only know they're banned because I've read things online that have done lists of banned books, and I'm like, oh, I've read that one. But yeah, I've read banned books. And then we've got CriminOlly. Is that CriminOlly's question? Is, do you read books by authors whose views you disagree with? So it's a touchy one for me, because part of me honestly believes that, the author and the story is completely separate. Without naming names, because I don't want to offend people. People get very emotional about stuff like this, so I never want to offend people. However, I'm very opinionated, so it's difficult. But I know, right? What a mix. But for a certain author a lady author who has wrote an amazing series of books, right? One of the best series I think has ever been wrote in fiction, and I think we all know magical lands and wizards and that. Yeah, we're getting me. Okay, so for me, I know a lot of people don't agree with some of her views and stuff which she said on social media, etc., but you can't take it away that the talent that woman has got. I'm sorry, those stories are just amazing, and just, I don't know, for me, I just, I try and separate. I think people should separate the story from an author's views about things. You don't know what that view authors like you don't know what they're into, you don't know their views on anything, so you should just judge the book, on the story. But saying that, the flip side of it for me, yes, I have that view, but I also have the view for me personally that I would never read any books by for example, Roald Dahl, because he was proved to be an anti-Semite. Being Jewish or just being a person doesn't matter. I don't obviously like anti-Semitism, and so for me, I couldn't read anything that I know is wrote by someone who is so hateful and horrible. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. But there we go. That's my view. Okay, so The next question is from Steve Donoghue, whose question is, do you clear your mind of preconceptions and biases before you start a new book, or do you go in with axes to grind? Look, I take my books as I find them. I tend not to read reviews on books before I read them, because I think, number one, it can give spoilers, and number two, it can give you those kind of preconceptions of what it's going to entail, and you're going to pick up a book and you think, oh, this is going to happen, and that, I just kind of don't want to read people's views, because our views are our views. Like, we're all individual when it comes to reading. We all like and dislike different things. So no, I kind of go in with a complete open mind. I do, however, once I've read the book, I do like reading people's views afterwards, because I like to see if they've agreed with me or disagreed or had things in common that we've both thought about the books, kind of thing. But like, no, I go into a book completely like open-minded. I mean, some books obviously that are so like hyped up and stuff, I suppose you do have a little bit of a kind of, is it going to be as good as the hype kind of thing? I suppose I get that, but overall I do try and just completely go in like open-minded. Right, then we've got someone called Bill. Bill's question was, what was the last book you recommended? Was there a specific reason for that book? Do people come to you regularly for book recommendations? To be honest, yeah, like online, because I do a lot of book related stuff, whether it's on my Instagram, I do a lot of like bookstagram pictures, and I like, obviously my on here on the channel I talk about books, and everyone knows me as Laura the Bookworm, right? So yeah, people online will say to me, oh, Laura, have you read any good books lately? Can you recommend this? I get that a lot from viewers, and I love that, and followers, it's lovely. Last book I recommended, I would say this one actually, which just happens to be here just by coincidence. I didn't know this question was going to come up. I did. So this is the book I've been recommending to a lot of people recently, and it's called The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan. I absolutely love this book so much. Sorry. It was so cute and just cozy and warm and just Christmassy and just lovely and funny, and about family and about books and about I just loved it. And so people have been asking me about like some books recently that I recommend, and I'm like, if you like your Christmas books, check this out. And the cover is beautiful. Love this. So I kind of said the other day, is it too early to read a Christmas book? And people are like, no. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, I really recommend that. So, that's that one. But I do, I try and recommend books that I know that I've really enjoyed, and I hope other people would enjoy as much as me, kind of thing. And I in turn like getting recommendations from other people. There's been lots of books that I've read that I've seen on people's booktube videos, or on their Instagram, or just heard them talking about. So likewise, I like getting people's recommendations. I think Bill's done another question. Bill's question, what book have you had the most success recommending? I don't know, there's a mixture. As a standalone, I'd probably say The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I go on about that book all the time. I've gone on about that book for absolutely years. And so, yeah, people are very much like, what's your favourite book? The Night Circus. And they're like, oh, I want to read that. So that makes me smile. As a series, I would say probably The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. If anyone ever asks me about a series, I'm always like, More Instruments, the most amazing series I've ever read. I've read every single one of them. Can't wait for the next one in January. So yeah, I think that's quite successful. I think a lot of people hear me go on and on about it and then go, oh, you know what, we're going to check out this series or that book. So yeah, I think probably those two, but there's probably others, I don't know, that I've recommended over the years that people have liked. Mika Cummins question, do you take notes or annotate? Have I said that wrong? Annotate. I would say that word wrong. While you read, if so, what form does it take? This is something I would really like to do, but I don't. I would love to sit and write notes and annotate. Is that, yeah. But I don't. I read the book and that's it. Like, I know that a lot of people do it, and as I say, I wish I could. I wish I could be one of them people that would find a lovely quote or would like a certain bit in a book and quickly write your notes down. Like, that is amazing. But I don't know, I just tend to just pick up the book, read it, enjoy it. And, sometimes I've had things where I've kind of, took a note of the page number of a certain like quote that was on that page and then kind of read it out to Nathan, my other half, or something, it's something like that. But like, I don't sit and do that note thing, even though I'd want to, I think. I don't know. The next question is James Holder's question. How many books are in your personal library? Oh my. And how do you organise your books? How many books? I mean, how long is a piece of string? Come on, like, seriously, I've got so many books, like, it's ridiculous. I've got books in, well, behind me on my bookcase in the front room. I've got books in my spare room. I've got books in our bedroom on the bookcases. I've got piles of books. I've got books in the loft. I have a lot of books. I don't know, a rough guess what I would say. Nathan?
Yeah.
How many, roughly, books do you think I have in my personal library? Roughly, because you're good at maths and I'm not.
Probably about somewhere between 100 and 200.
I think I've got more than 200.
You think more than 200?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I love the fact that I ask you and then say no.
No, actually, no.
It's not that.
I was just thinking of your bookcases. You've probably got another, so I reckon.
And book piles
that's
as
what I
well.
was thinking, about 250.
Yeah.
250
stroke 300, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's a lot of books. And that's obviously some of those I've read.
Yeah.
And some of them I haven't read, but yeah, I've got a lot of books. How do I organise my books? I don't. I mean, actually, no, here I do. This lot behind me, I've got the series together. I've got certain categories together, like the bottom shelf, which you can't see because I'm in front of it. It's all like fantasy stuff, and yeah, so that's kind of organised-ish. My other bookcases and piles of books are just put them on. Just put them on. I'll read them. And that's another thing I get jealous about when I see booktubers with all their organised bookcases and they colour code or they do it. I'm like, oh, I want to do that, but I just don't. I just put them in. Just put them in sideways, put them in this way, any way that I can fit them in. All right, next up, Jim. Jim's question is, do you read books in languages other than your own? No. Simply because I can't speak any other language. I literally can speak English. I mean, I can say bonjour, je m'appelle Laura, in French, but I don't think that's going to be enough to read a book. If I did speak another language, I think it'd be pretty cool to read a book in another language. But as I say, I can't. So I can't. Okay. Pickles Reads question is, do you read one book or multiple books at a time? If multiple, how? Once again, sorry for the coughing. So, well, I never used to. I used to be a kind of one book kind of woman. One book woman. But I've changed now, actually. I have an audiobook going that I listen to whenever. So if I'm walking to town or if I'm doing housework or I'm in the bath or whatever, I'll have my audiobook. I've got Audible, which I love. And I just listen to a story. I mean, it does take me longer with the audiobook because I just listen to it in dribs and drabs. But, like, I have that and I also have my actual book that I'm physical copy that I'm reading. So yeah, that's how I do it. But to be fair, like, I'm not being nasty, like disrespectful, it's just personal preference. I don't know how people read like 7 books at a time, because I would literally be, my mind could not cope with that. I'd be getting mixed up. Who's this character? What's going on in this? But I just couldn't do it. I don't get it. I'd rather also just kind of focus and give my all and attention and love to one book at a time, I suppose. All right, so the next one just says, don't forget to tag a few folks. So I'm just going to tag anyone. If you're watching this video and you'd like to do this tag, please do. I always tag my lovely friends, Mini Book Chats, who I adore, and Kit Kats Can Read, who I adore. So those two, clearly, I tag. But anyone, like, if you're a booktuber or if you're just a vlogger and you want to do a bookie video, like, anybody who wants to do it, please do. So I'm going to add my question now because it says here this is open source tag. Whomever does the tag next, please feel free to add an additional question. So I have thought of a question, and it is, so this is Minxler123's question. When it comes to choosing your next book, are you a mood reader or do you have a set TBR? So I have tried that. I have tried the whole set TBR thing. You know, I've done a few videos in the past and I'm like, these are the 10 books that I want to read next month. And as much as I love doing those like TBR things, and at the time I think, yeah, want to read that one. Yep, going to read that one. Oh, I've got to read that one. When it gets to it, because I am a mood reader, I'm like, oh, I don't really fancy that thriller. Or I don't really fancy a horror now. I want a romance. So yeah, I kind of stopped doing the TBR thing. And just literally, the way I choose my next book is going with the flow, going with my mood, looking at my books and just kind of being drawn to one. You know, sometimes it could be a case of just looking at a cover and just really being drawn to that book, picking it up, grabbing it. Other times I've kind of looked through the titles and, you know, see what kind of mood I'm in, genre reason for, and that's that. But yeah, TBRs for me are just, yeah, not good. I mean, I do love doing my TBR games, which I've been dreadful lately. The last month that I did TBR games, I've still not read those books that were selected. And I've promised myself that I'm not doing TBR games again until I've read those 4 books that were selected from that. Then I can start the whole ball rolling again with the TBR games because they're fun. But yeah, I'm just definitely a mood reader. Definitely a mood reader. So there we have it. That was the tag. Thank you very much to, who did I see it on? Oh, Alex Black Reads channel. As I say, all the links are down below to all the people that are involved in this tag and stuff. So thank you for letting me do it. I did leave a comment and was like, can I do this tag? And so yeah, I did it. Right, so there we go. Thank you very much. Really quickly then, I'm going to show you and tell you about my current read. So this is a book called Night Crawling by Layla Motley. Loving the pink. Oh yeah, pink colour. Pink is my favourite colour. I'm such a typical girl. Pink is my favourite colour. But it really is. I love the colour pink. What can I say? Under the dust jacket's pretty cool as well. Look, it's like a pinky purple font colour on the white hardback. Also, let me know if you like hardcover or paperback best. I like both. I like hardbacks because I like the fact that the font's normally bigger, and you get things like the cool, like Under the Dust Jacket and, you know, stuff like that. But they're heavier. I like paperbacks because they're just kind of light. Then anyway, right, that's that. So Night Crawling, let me tell you about it. I've noticed my hives have come up during this video. Look at that. Look at that. All on my neck. It's bizarre. I get it now and again. Anyway. Right, so yeah, this is her debut book, by the way. She's quite a young girl. And this book got found by the Oprah Winfrey Book Club, and so obviously it's been pimped out, and pimp out is probably the best terminology for it, actually. So it says, when there is no choice, all you have left to do is walk. Kyra Johnson does not know what it is to be... Kyra Johnson does not know what it is to live as a normal 17-year-old. With her mother in a halfway house and an older brother who devotes his time and money to a recording studio, she fends for herself. And for 9-year-old Trevor, whose own mother is prone to disappearing for days at a time. As the landlord of their apartment block threatens to raise their rent, Kyra finds herself walking the streets after dark, determined to survive in a world that refuses to protect her. Then one night, Kyra is picked up by 2 police officers, and the gruesome deal she is offered in exchange for her freedom lands her at the centre of a media storm. If she agrees to testify in a grand jury trial, she could help expose the sickening corruption of police department, but honesty comes at a price, one that could leave her family vulnerable to retaliation and endanger everyone that she loves. Yeah, it says here it's an unforgettable novel about young people navigating the darkest corners of an adult world. So yeah, it's pretty hard hitting. It's pretty dark. I suppose we were talking about that question before with the whole challenging books thing. I suppose this kind of is challenging for me because it's not anything I'd normally read, but I was drawn to it, and I don't know, I kept seeing it online, and I don't know. Sometimes, as I say, I do like something different. I'm on page, where are we? Can't even see the page number here. Hold on. Hold up. There we go. Right, 73. I'm kind of liking it. Like, I don't know. I think it's an interesting story. Obviously, it's not really got into the whole story yet. Like, she hasn't been arrested. There's nothing with the court case or anything like that happened as yet. But I'm not sure if I'm liking her character. Like, I sympathise with her, and I feel like the writing is amazing, by the way. You really feel like you're in the mind of this character. And I feel like, you know, there's definitely emotion there, and there's a story to tell, and I feel for her situation and what she's going through, what she's been through, what she's going through at the moment. But I don't know what it is. I just don't really like her. Like, I should like her because she's the main character, but I'm just like, some of the things she's done, without giving any spoilers and stuff, some of the things she's done, and I don't know, I'm like, So for me personally, when I read a book, I really like to care about the character. I really like to, you know, care about what happens to them. But I suppose I should be caring for her. Maybe as the story goes on, and develops more, then I might have a little bit of thing for her. But like, I don't know, there's some stuff that she's done, I'm just like, So I don't know, but yeah, it's good. It's really well wrote. I mean, for a debut author and such a young author as well, like wow, props. Like I could not write anything as amazing as this, so it's definitely worth me carrying on with. And it's very different than anything I've read. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. So there we go. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to say, please like, comment, share, subscribe, smash the bell. Check out my other channel as well, MinxLaura123 ASMR. Oh, I'm so sorry. The link is down below to my other channel, as the links to all my social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads. If you're on there, come on, follow me on the Goodreads. And I do have a throne wish list if you care to spoil me and treat me. I've added some new stuff on there, including Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, some advent calendar stuff, like, yeah, clothes and things, books. So it'd be awesome if you'd treat me. So I always feel really awkward when I talk about my throne wish list, but anyway, there it is. So let me know in the comments what you're reading. If you do want to do this tag, I'd love you to do it. And please, if you do a video of it, comment down below the link to your video doing the tag, because that'd be really cool to see your answers. And as I say, I hope I've not offended anyone in my answers, and it is what it is. So yeah, thank you for watching. Happy reading. Peace, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.